Hi there and welcome. This is our first video for preschool parents about parenting. Our first topic that we're going to tackle is about separation anxiety. Every child at one time or another experiences some level of separation anxiety. And usually this occurs sometimes between 8 months and 2.5 years, but it can happen at any time. Eventually, your little one will be able to understand that you are going to come back and that the comfort that carries will carry them through this time of separation. But what do you do in the meantime? Sometimes this stage lasts for months and it's really hard. As you drop your kiddo to daycare or church or with a sitter, as a parent, we know we should say goodbye, give them a quick kiss, turn around and walk away. But it's hard. I remember my oldest child when he was a little guy and he didn't like to be left at nursery, at Sunday school, or even alone in his crib at night. And he would cry and cry. And I remember sitting on the stairs and I think I was crying more than him sometimes. It's hard to leave our kids alone or in the care of someone else because God gave those kids to us and He gave them to us to keep them safe. So when we hear those scared cries that accompany goodbyes, we automatically want to run back and take those tears away. So even though separation anxiety is a normal part of the preschool development, it's still rather unsettling. God clearly knows well that each of us will deal with anxiety in some form or another. In fact, there's 66 books in the Bible and every one of them references some type of dealing with anxiety. As adults, we have the ability to logically discern the potential reality of the worries that we have. But a child does not have that ability. What only exists for them is what is here in the now in their mind. Knowing your child is struggling with separation anxiety can feed your own anxiety. Our child senses our anxiety, that feeds their anxiety. This vicious cycle just continues. One of the best things that we can do to deal with our own anxiousness over separation is to pray. Philippians 4:6 states, "Do not be anxious for anything, but give by prayer and petition, give thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Separation anxiety can be worsened by how we as parents deal with it. As you drop off your little ones, cling to the verse from Philippians. Say it to yourself as you turn and walk away. Then present your request to God. Ask Him to please help calm your little one. Help them to realize that I will be back. Keep them safe while they're away from me. How a kid handles the separation varies. The emotions of a child dealing with separation anxiety can range from a timid look with a downcast face to full-on screaming, banging on the door. I was a preschool teacher once, and there was a little girl who would scream and holler and sit against that door, and she was so worried that her mommy was gone, but she was always so excited when she saw her mom. I ran into her when she was a teenager with her mom at Walmart, and I shared this little story with her, and she just giggled. She says, I just really missed my mom. I remember that, and I remember that you loved me and you cared for me. And we have to trust that God will provide those caretakers for our children and help our children to deal with that anxiety of not being with us. No matter how your child is fleshing out this emotion of separation anxiety, there's always something that you can do as the parent to help. Our next online parenting class will take some time to give you some practical tools for dealing with separation anxiety with your child. In the meantime, realize that God wants your anxiety. He tells us to cast all of our worries upon Him, for He cares for us. I'll see you next time.